Director of the Postgraduate Institute of Management, PIM, University of Srijana, Tripura. He obtained the Bachelor of Management degree from then Vidyothi University of Ceylon in 1970, Master's degree from York University, Toronto, Canada in 1976, and PhD from Carleton University in Ottawa, Canada in 1980. He retired from university services as Senior Professor of Management Studies in 2012 after serving the field of management education for 40 years since 1972. He established the prestigious PIM in 1985 and educated thousands of MBA graduates, trained thousands of managers, and published dozens of scholarly articles as well as books on management. Internationally, Professor Nanayakkara has held prestigious U.S. Fulbright Research Senior Fellowship in 1988-1989 and the Canadian Commonwealth Scholarship tenable in Canada from 1974 to 1979. He is an Associate Professor of Strategic Management at Whitmore School of Business, University of New Hampshire, USA, and Associate Professor of Human Resource Management at the University of New Brunswick, Canada, 1999-2001. The list is very, very long, but I'll try my level best to make it very short. But I really want to read it, which will really inspire us to keep working hard. Because while I'm reading this profile, what comes to my mind is that success is not a destination but a journey. You win, you achieve, you succeed, you get a qualification, but we should never stop there. So, as an active public servant, he has served in a number of governing boards of state enterprises and institutions since 1981. He has held important positions in education, including Vice Chairman, University Grants Commission 2006-2008, Director General, National Institute of Education, and Senior Consultant to the Ministry of Education in 2016-2021. Currently, he is the Chairman of Graduate School of Management and Entrepreneurship Private Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to Professor Gunapala, Nanayakkara.
Reverend Sir, members of the governing body of IIHE, CEO Bradley Emerson, distinguished guests, teachers and research faculty, dear graduates, parents and well-wishers, ladies and gentlemen. I wish all of you a very good afternoon. The very idea of a convocation is a European concept, more specifically a British one. Today I saw in your documents you are having a graduation ceremony, and in some place you mentioned it is a convocation. And in Bradley's speech, he said this is the commencement speech. So I was puzzled as to what this event is. Is it a convocation or a commencement? In the European tradition, you have a graduation ceremony, which means that you mark in a gathering of learned people the achievement of something of a knowledge, and you get a certificate and you celebrate and you are happy that you have achieved. But when you cross the Atlantic and go to the United States, they say they have a commencement. They say you are commencing a new life. What you have completed and achieved by way of certificate has no much relevance. And as a matter of fact, I would say you actually and don't know anything, to be sure. Because like all other things, knowledge is changing. So you don't know anything for sure, and including myself. Commencement is a challenge in the marketplace. In 2005, there is a well-known convocation or commencement speech that was made at Stanford University by Steve Jobs. Said the following words by way of advice. He said, probably you have heard of this earlier, stay hungry, stay foolish. Stay hungry, stay foolish. He told the graduating class 2005 at Stanford University. What he meant by stay hungry, believe that your knowledge has already expired. You don't know much. As a matter of fact, you don't know anything. And you are navigating. Unless you are open to new experience, unless you are searching more and more, you will not end up where you want to be. So stay open. Stay open. And that is the first thing. Second, stay foolish. Stay foolish. What he meant was that when you navigate, you will be initiating new. When you are initiating new, a lot of other people will laugh at you, will ridicule you, will try to stop you, and you are puzzled what to do. And Steve Jobs said, well, if you are initiating, don't look at others. Let others see you as foolish. Doesn't matter, but you will succeed. But if you play to the tune of your society, to your friends, to the people who are around you, you will not succeed as you wish. Now this was said in 2005. Now I was in 1980, returning from my high studies. And I was looking for a place to live. And I had to marry also. To marry, you need a piece of land, a house or a plan for the future. So I went around and found a piece of land in what is called today Talwatagudar, and it was 1 acre. They were selling by acre, 7 acres of rubber land. 1 acre was about 100,000 rupees at that time. And my salary as a lecturer was 1,720 rupees in 1980. And a lot of people around me, my dean, my vice chancellor, and my friends in the faculty said, what a foolish thing that you are going to this Talwatagudar. Get a piece of land, maybe 20 acres in Nugegudi, Maharashtra. So I did not listen to this. And I went for what I wanted to do. Because I was seeing the future that my friends did not see at that time. I studied the Gunapala development plan. I saw a wide road going across from Bhattaramula to Kannipitiya. And I saw the land developing in 20-25 years' time. I was not buying a land for me to live in 1980, but I was buying something to live in the 21st century. So when I look at the 21st century, that was a land, and I paid 670 rupees per perch. Now today it is 1.2 million rupees. And during the course of time, I made that 1 acre into 2 acres because some of the friends sold their land. So I happily purchased from them So I have 2 acres of land. And today, my friend said, what a wise decision you made. So don't be foolish in the eyes of other people. But you need a little foresight. See the future. And others will not help you to see the future. And that makes you matter. You make the decision, not others. So my message to you today is to think as a philosopher. Think as a philosopher, because if you don't think, your knowledge will not be useful. Based on your knowledge, think. Think and think. Think daily. Think day and night. Read something, study, research, whatever the job that you do. And then do as an entrepreneur. If you are not acting, if you are not doing, your thinking as a philosopher is useless. Because you will belong to the 18th century universities and higher society. You are a philosopher and other people are feeding you. Today, you are not supposed to be fed by others. And if you go after employers looking for a job, if you are asking for others to help you in the market, make applications, that is okay. To begin, to commence a life, you do that. You go after a successful entrepreneur, a successful institution, learn, that is okay. But as a learned person, if you are matter, you are not going to depend on others. Because all others in the market are suckers. They want to suck your blood. And they want to make you work like a slave. And if you want to be a slave and get a salary and eat 3 meals a day and make a small family of 3 children and then retire, you do that. You do that. They will pay you enough to make 3 children, to maintain a house, maintain a vehicle, because you are progressing, you are being promoted, and you get some salary. But if you want to achieve your lifetime goals, knowing you have only one life, I am not talking of 2 vehicles, I am not talking of 2 houses, but I am talking of a future where you can be matter with the goals that you want to achieve. Your employers will not help you to achieve your goals. They will be achieving their goals with you, and you sacrifice. You sacrifice day and night, the Saturdays and Sundays and 4 days, and your time that you should put to your children. All that will be taken by your employers. So find freedom one day, become an entrepreneur, start what you want to do, make money, make wealth, serve society, be spiritual, share with other people, be a person, be a man, be a woman. And that is a beautiful goal for you to be worthwhile in the community that you live. And NBA does not tell you that. But this commencement is to tell you that you must be noble because you are learned. Learned means you are noble, and you must be spiritual, not material alone. Material to a degree, but you must be spiritual. I am not asking you to be religious, but go beyond even a religion. Be spiritual, share with the community, be important in your society. Your congregation Today is yet another milestone in the glamorous history of the Imperial Institute of Higher Education. Under the able leadership of CEO Mr. Bradley Emerson and other members of leadership, the IIHE occupies a unique position in the higher education market of Sri Lanka. I take this opportunity to appreciate the innovations your institute has introduced and the invaluable collaborations you have established with universities overseas, including the University of Wales, Trinity, St. David, in order to make you special in the marketplace. As your graduates enter the world of work, they will be facing many challenges of commencing a career. Now, I learned one thing, we are living like those days, no issue. But what I learned was from a managerial point of view. From a managerial point of view, you delegate, that is fine. But you should not delegate your rights. You should not delegate your rights. Now, I know you hear this, but you don't understand. You will understand one day what are your rights. Because on your way of professional development one day, you will have a lot to be yours because you matter. You have probably knowledge or the books in your name or patents in your name, your experience, the valuable things that you have innovated in your name, and those are your valuable things. And those are your rights. And never give those rights to other employers, to other companies. Keep to yourself what you have earned, and not the money, what you have earned by way of your value. What you have earned by way of your value, keep to yourself and do not delegate to anybody. And that is your worth. And then I am coming to the last part of maybe 2 minutes. Working with your boss is simple. Because now you are commencing a new career, and your career can be made or break by the way that you work with your boss. You have to work with the boss. Sometimes you have to fight with the boss. And I have about 40, 50 years of working with various bosses, and I have fought successfully and unsuccessfully with that experience and experience that I have gathered from others. I am telling you, you fight with your boss if you are dead sure that you can win. You fight with your boss if you are dead sure that you can win. I had many fights like this. One in 1984 with my Vice Chancellor. And I fought. I got all the students to be on strike. And my faculty, majority to be on strike. And we turned the decisions made by the council under the influence of this Vice Chancellor who was not acting properly, and got all the decisions reversed. And I emerged as a successful academic. Then actually gave me a lot of strength. Thereafter, for 10 years, nobody will fight with me, whether my subordinates or others, because they knew in 1984 I waged against the Vice Chancellor in the university and mobilized the forces against him. And I knew both legally, morally, that I will be winning. That I will win. But to tell you, 20 years later, I found what is this legal, what is this moral, don't work. of the same belief. My belief in the law, belief in the rule of law, and belief in the moral values of the professionals. I started fighting with the chairman of the University Girls College in 2007. 2007. My name went there earlier as the chairman of the UDC, but JVP at that time opposed me, and the president appointed me as the vice chairman, and one Mr. Professor Gamini Sabarnayaka as the chairman. And he was a non-doer, so I could not tolerate him. So I started fighting with him. I thought he can't do much to me. But he broke all the traditions and the moral values. He withdrew all the functions and the authority that I had as vice chairman, and assigned to some members of the commission. And I said, look, in terms of governing principles, you can't make commission members executives. They are commission members. You can't make them executive. Plus, we set an example for those who will be following you. Everyone, sir, God bless you. Bye.